to my channel. This video is going to be Weightlifter Beginner 101. I wanted to create a video for anybody who is in their pre-started or first day until their like third, fourth week of training, and exactly what you guys should be doing or what you can do to help transition into a weightlifting workout routine more easier. I know when you first start training and you are in those beginning first couple of weeks, it can be a very awkward feeling or an awkward phase because you're just getting used to the weight and equipment and machinery and how your body works and mobility. Because it's one thing obviously to watch a YouTube video and you know what exercises you're supposed to do, but it's a whole other ball game when it actually comes to performing the exercise. So I wanted to keep it in mind of all my girls out there who are trying to start weightlifting and you're working out by yourself or you can't afford a trainer, help make your transition a little bit more smoother for all of you. So if that is anything you guys are looking forward to knowing, then just keep watching. But first, if you guys aren't already subscribed, please subscribe down below for new videos weekly, as well as find me on Instagram at HunterChilton, 2 R's, 2 N's. And now let's get into these tips and tricks. Alrighty, the first thing I have for you guys has nothing to do with weights, but yet it has everything to do with weights, and that is going to be your warm-up. Your warm-up should be anywhere from 5 to 15, 20 minutes, depending on your time crunch and how in-depth and thorough you want to be in your warm-up. But I suggest always doing something to help get the blood flowing through your body. I always like to just do 5 minutes walking on the treadmill at like a 3 to 4 mile per hour pace, just help get the blood flowing throughout my body, and then I get off and I do my stretching and all of that. So your warm-up can be foam rolling, stretching, and some type of cardio just to help get your body and your muscles nice and warmed up. The stretching is really going to help elongate and lengthen those muscles. Doing this whole entire warm-up is really just going to help you prevent injuries and prep your muscles for the heavy lifting you're about to do. You want to think of your body as like a rubber band, and when you're sitting down all day at school or at a desk, your muscles are nice and constricted and they're just cold and they're tightened. And when your muscles are tightened, what that's going to do is it's going to cause injury, and it's not going to allow you the mobility you need to get correct form in a lot of the exercises that you are doing. As well as warming up is going to help get your joints prepared as well, because using weights does put a lot of pressure on your joints and your body. So just getting them nice and warmed up and lubricated is really going to help with your weightlifting process. So now that we're nice and warmed up, you're about to start weightlifting. So another thing a lot of beginners don't know is exactly how many reps that they should be doing. Now again, this video is targeted towards people who are from their first day just starting to their like third or fourth week. So your breakdown and sets and reps are going to be completely different than somebody who is more experienced. So when you first start out, you need to get kind of an idea of what kind of weight you need to be working with. So what I always suggest is picking a weight that you can do nice, slow, and controlled, anywhere from 15 to 20 reps. If you can get anywhere from 25 to 30 reps of that weight, it's too light, and I'd say go up like 2.5 to 5 pounds, get a feel for it, and then you'll know from there. As well as if you can't get 15 reps slow and controlled of a weight when first starting out, you're way too heavy and you need to drop it down a little bit. Again, 2.5 to 5 pounds depending on the type of exercise that you are doing. All right, my third tip for you guys, I'm actually going to put some clips up on the screen, and that is going to be kind of a little suggestion for any type of workout. But here's an example of doing the squat. Now, a typical squat bar that you see most people squatting with is a 20 kilogram bar or a 45-pound bar. So that bar right off the bat could be way too heavy for many of you first beginning working out in weightlifting. So if that is the case, then what you can do is go down, and I suggest most gyms carry a 25-pound bar that people typically use for like back and bicep workouts. Take that bar and interchange it out with the 45-pound bar and use that to squat with instead. So that way you're starting out with a lighter weight, and then you can adjust the weight and work your way up to the 45-pound bar by slowly adding 2.5 and 5-pound plates on the side until you feel comfortable enough to go up to the 45-pound bar. Now another tip I have for you guys is that most squat racks will actually have little bars that you can adjust on the sides, so depending on your height, so that way you can have them there. They're safety guards, so that way if you are squatting and you have a problem with your form or something happens and the bar is going to fall or you fall back, it is going to catch that bar and help you from getting injured and like killing yourself. So take advantage of those if you do have that in your gym. Now, if you don't have that in your gym, then what I suggest doing is pulling up something that is of mid-calf to mid-knee level, to where you guys are able to squat at least to parallel, if not, I'd say a little bit lower, but not much lower than that, and put that behind you and just have that there as a guide. Now, I don't want you guys going and doing box squats where you're sitting on it and then picking yourself back up. I just want you to go to where your butt lightly grazes the top of it and then come back up. The problem a lot of people have when they first start squatting especially is that they're afraid of falling backward. You're not used to carrying a heavy load on your back and getting adjusted to that weight. It can be very scary, and you feel like you're just going to constantly fall back because you're working on your form and you're not really sure yet on what form works best for you, because squatting is one of those things where everybody's form is going to be a little bit different, as well as it's kind of giving you an idea of how deep you want to be. But obviously you don't want to get dependent on any of these things, but when you very first start working out, it is more than okay. I use it with all of my clients, and usually by the 3rd or 4th week they don't even need it anymore. It's just to kind of give you a confidence boost and make you feel more secure with doing the workout. Now, changing things up and making them work best for you doesn't only have to regard with squatting movements. It's really with any free weight movement or even with any cable machinery movement. Now, I'm going to show you guys another example that I have, which includes resistance bands, that you guys can use these to your advantage when you first start working out. Another thing about cables is that a lot of people's cable machines in their gyms don't go much lower than 10 pounds, and also with that added resistance, it can be very challenging and too difficult on your joints or on your muscles if you don't have any muscle built up there yet to perform certain exercises fluently and efficiently. So here's another example I'll show you guys. It's going to be a tricep kickback. Now, when you first start doing these, doing 10 pounds on a single arm with that added resistance can be very challenging for I mean new beginners. So what I suggest doing instead, and this is for any workout on string machines, it doesn't only have to be that, because a resistance band, if you think about it, is set up the same way as a cable machine. What you want to do instead is just wrap the resistance band around however you need to mimic the string machine, and then just do the same exact workout but using a resistance band that is more to your level. So that way you can get your muscles nice and used to the movement, as well as help build up a little bit of muscle and work your way up to the weight that is the lowest on the string machine, and then progress from there. Now, these tips and tricks again won't be suited for every single beginner, because some beginners are automatically strong off the bat and don't even need to start with resistance bands. But I really wanted to help kind of make this more of a broad tips and tricks for anybody who has absolutely no strength at all the way up to if you do and you're just, you know, anybody starting out. I wanted to give you guys tips for everybody and make this a little bit more of an inclusive video. Next tip is going to be, how long should you be resting between sets and between exercises? So I always suggest that between your sets you want to rest anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds, just to give your muscles a break, and then to go back at it to see the best results possible and make sure that your form is correct and you're going really nice and slow and controlled. So between sets, anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds, and then moving to the next exercise, you could rest anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes depending on how intense and how heavy you are lifting. But obviously when you're first starting out, you won't need as much of rest if you're not lifting as heavy, but anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes, just to allow to give your body a break for a second and get a breather and then go back into it. All this resting period is really just to help you see the best results possible and help prevent injury and give you a breather for a second so you don't go passing out on anybody. Next tip I have for you guys is that working on your imbalances and your core strength. This plays a big role in weightlifting as well, so I wanted to throw that in there for you guys, that as your weightlifting progresses, you need to improve and progress on your balance, your mobility, your core strength, all of that. Because when you haven't weightlifted before, your joints aren't used to having so much compact and so much weight on them and so much pressure on them, as well as your core. Your balance is not going to be as strong if you have no prior balance technique already, you know, if you haven't done gymnastics or any of that, and you haven't weightlifted before, then you guys really need to work on your core strength, because doing heavy compound lifting movements, it uses a lot of core, and that's what's really going to help you perform exercises powerful and efficiently. So keep that in mind, that although you are weightlifting, you do need to be doing other things that are going to help improve your weightlifting journey. Another tip is going to be, a lot of beginners want to know what kind of exercises should should I be doing? And I always say start off simple, and as you grow and as your muscle grows and your knowledge grows, allow your plan and your routine to grow with you. So start off with very basic movements and then progress. So I always suggest starting off with body weight exercises, which if you are starting to weightlift now, hopefully you've already got the body weight just down, but starting off with body weight and then progressing to dumbbells or machinery. I really like machinery for beginners because it's kind of a no-fail system. You could also read on there exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and it kind of is built to only work those certain muscle groups that that piece of machinery is for, as well as, like I was just talking about, when your balance is not as strong and your core is not as strong and your joints are not used to that kind of compact and pressure, it's really nice to have a piece of machinery there because it's just safer and it helps ease your body into weightlifting and help you just prevent injury overall. And then from there you can progress to doing things with free weight. If you just want to start with free weight automatically, you can, but I really suggest then having either somebody who has weightlifting experience with you or a trainer that's in the gym, somebody else just to help keep you safe and keep you progressing. So you want to start off nice, slow, and steady wins the race. We always hear that when we're growing up, but it is so true. So start off with just simple machinery, simple equipment, and then progress as your knowledge begins to progress as well as keep yourself knowledgeable, guys. So I don't want this video to go on too much longer, so I just want to throw in a few extra little tips in there really quickly for you guys, and then that will conclude this video on weightlifting for beginners. So other things you guys want to keep in mind is making sure that you're getting full range of motion in all of your exercises. Obviously this is just comes with experience over time and just getting used to your body, but really working on correct form as well as getting that full contraction and full range of motion. Don't cheat yourself. Completing a nice, slow, and controlled movement should take you anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds to complete one repetition of. Another thing is, since you're extremely new to weightlifting, it is going to put a lot of stress on your body. So you guys may need a little bit more rest than an experienced weightlifter. So I suggest either resting either every other day or every third day. So it'd be like 2 to 3, 4 rest days a week, depending on how your body is responding. But just listen to your body and don't overstress it and overdo it. And the last tip I have for you guys is to keep progress. Keep it in your phone, take pictures, write down, you know, the amount of weight and reps you did. So that way in those beginning weeks, you guys can see exactly the type of progress you're making. If you need to make any little changes here and there, if something's at a standstill and you don't exactly know why, so then you can further research it and try different things out with your body. Weightlifting is all a journey and it is all a process, but it is a positive one, and I really hope I gave you guys some good tips and advice on how to get into weightlifting as a beginner. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did. If you guys have any other questions, if you're a beginner and have any other things that you need to know, comment those down below and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, bye guys.